Hello, almost Shabbat Shalom. We're here, this beautiful winery here in Simi Valley, and I don't know, looks like a Zen winery. Let's call it a Zen winery. Yeah. Hello, almost Shabbat Shalom. It was a beautiful day after a couple of days of raining and gray and all this kind of thing, It's always nice with sun. And there's always beautiful places here in California. I don't have to go very far. So just great. All we have to do is just walk to it, go to it. And this is like this brings into the same name of the portion of the Torah this week, Vayigash. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope your week has been transformative times. We just finished Hanukkah, the festivities of light. Just a little light evaporates darkness. And when you hear the words separation, and separation is not necessarily separation from one from the other, but that as well, but also separation from inside, separation from within ourselves. And this is what I want to talk about, to share with you today, because this has been been somewhat like a theme really after Hanukkah, because Hanukkah is about the light, about the little light that evaporates darkness, the few that overcome the many, quality versus quantity. This is really quality versus quantity. And so what happens many times before we reach these heightened or this ascension or this place of ascension, of getting into our higher self, many times we'll experience this down or this low or this place of separation from ourselves, from where we are, from where we want to be, and suddenly we are saying, hey, why am I here? I want to be there. Why am I here? And this is what I want to share and what I want to share with you today, the separation. Parashat Vayigash, the Torah portion of Vayigash, is talking really about the confrontation or the reconnectedness or rekindling, or however we want to put it, between Joseph, who was initially sold by his own brothers. They wanted to kill him, but then one of the brothers said, no, let's not kill him. Let's throw him into this hole in the ground, and pretty much like a field, and just let's leave him in the hole and let him die by himself. So we didn't really actively kill him. And so they leave him there, and then he was pulled up and he was sold to the Egyptians. And when he arrived to Egypt last week, we talked about the dreams. He from one time very fast, from one state of being, he went very fast into being a slave and imprisoned. And then because he sold Pharaoh's dreams, he was exalted and put second to the king. He had everything in the kingdom in Egypt. Egypt was the strongest empire at that time, and he had the keys to the kingdom, except for the seats, except for the chair. And what happened is that his dreams, if you remember from last week, he had a dream that he solved the dream of Pharaoh that had the first 7 years of Egypt are going to be very fruitful, very, very wonderful, full of food and everything. And the next 7 years is going to be a drought. It's going to be famine. It's going to just go. There won't be any food. It'll come to that place that there is no food, that people will not even remember how great Egypt was. And so Pharaoh entrusted Egypt with Joseph, and he told him, For these 7 years, you stock the food, and actually was Joseph's idea. And really, during the time where there was no food, Egypt was the only empire that had food, and everybody came to Egypt. Also, Joseph's family, his brothers, the same brothers who sold him and wanted him dead because they were jealous of him. They were jealous because their father Jacob favored Joseph from all of them. They came to Egypt. Jacob stayed in back home, and they came and were asking for food. Now they didn't recognize him, and they came with older brothers, including Benjamin, who was the younger brother, who was not included, who was not part of that sale when they wanted to kill Joseph. Benjamin came afterwards, so he was not part of that. So when they came, Joseph recognized them, and he started playing tricks with them. And he accused them of being spies and accused them of all kinds of things that they didn't know what landed on them. But they slowly they started understanding that probably spiritually, maybe God is paying them for what happened, paying them for them selling Joseph, and for them killing, so to speak, their brother. Now, they thought that Joseph died. They did not know that Joseph was sold and so forth, let alone that he's standing right in front of them. So they thought really that this is what's happening, that they're being punished for selling Joseph. And after they supposedly convinced him that they are not spies, and they wanted to leave, he planted a cup, one of his cups, in Benjamin's bag, in the younger brother's bag, and they sent them away, right? And then Joseph sent his person to look at the bag, to stop them and to confront them for stealing the cup. And of course, sure enough, they found the cup in Benjamin's bag. They brought all of them back again to Joseph, and Joseph told them, "How can you do that? I hosted you, and you are stealing from me, and you are thieves. And now it is your time to get punished for that, for stealing." And Judas, say one of the brothers, says, "You know what? We are going to be your slaves. You caught us. I did not know that. We did not know that Benjamin stole it. Benjamin, of course, denied it. But fact of the matter, this is what it was. They didn't even suspect at first that Joseph really kind of tricked them. And so Judas thinks, okay, we're getting punished for selling our brother. But here's the thing. So Joseph tells them, okay, you have your father. Okay, I want you to go and bring your father. And as a collateral, as a guarantee, I'm going to leave the younger brother here because he needs to pay for this. The minute he says the younger brother, Judas realized and recognized that it is not about, they're not being punished. They're not being punished for Joseph's sale. So he realized that something else is happening. And that's where it says, Vayigash Yehuda. And he approached. Now, Vayigash in Hebrew, when a king calls you, there is a way of saying he approached. But Vayigash is kind of like without any invitation. I'm walking over to you. Like, I'm not asking you. I'm coming right over to you. And he came to a close proximity. Right? He came to a close proximity to Joseph. And he told him, listen, I don't care what you're going to do. I'm going to fight you. I'm going to fight you. And if you don't change your tactics or whatever, Benjamin is coming with us. They left the other brother, but Benjamin is coming with us. And if Benjamin will not come with us, our father Jacob will die. It was enough for him to have lost one son. There, he's talking about Joseph. It's enough for him to have lost one son. If Benjamin will not come back, our father will die. And then this will be on our head. We cannot let that happen. At that time, Joseph just couldn't stand it. Just couldn't stand, and he sent everybody from Pharaoh's house. He sent everybody out, and it says that everybody heard his cry, and he cried out and he said, "I'm sorry. This is me, Joseph. Do you recognize me? Is my father still alive?" And he confessed to them that it was him. Now, there is a great closeness, although there was a separation. And this is, and when he asked, "Is my father still alive?" This is the second time that he asked that. The first time he asked that, "Is your father who you left back there, is he still alive?" That's before they knew that he knew who he was. Now he asks them again as a point of leochiach, as a point of reprimanding them for their actions. When he saw that they're concerned about their father because they may lose Benjamin, he asked them, "And how is my father doing? Because I was lost as well. Did my father suffer as well for me? Are you concerned about my suffering?" His thing was in the Midrash is speaks that if they would allow him to keep Benjamin, although they would know that their father would die, then it would be a different punishment. But when he saw that they are very concerned about Benjamin and about their father, and there is some kind of a remorse for causing their father that pain, then he broke down and he revealed himself. So this whole story, I mean, this is the story level, right? And in the Torah we have 4 levels. We have the Pardes, the orchard. This is the acronym for Pshat, Remez, Drash, Vesod. The simple, the story, what we read, the hint, the deeper meaning, and the mystery. And so there is here a lot of all these 4 levels here. While there is the story on the story level, there is here the understanding that sometimes when we do have separation, when we are experiencing separation, whether it is from another person, whether it is you think that that person did wrong by you, but that is because you never really went through the entire 9 yards to find out really what happened there. You know, how many times somebody maybe that you know, or family, or an ex-partner, or somebody in your life, or somebody at work even, that you feel they've done wrong by you. You feel they've done wrong by you, doesn't matter, and you're saying, you know what, they've done wrong by me, I can't accept this person, and so forth. But you're looking at it, entertain this idea, that you're looking at it from what you perceive to be truth, from what you perceive to be reality of what happened. And maybe it is so, maybe it is the story level. This is what happened, A, B, C, D. And there is the other side. And there is the other side. There is the other side of what really happened. What really happened on the other side? Did the other person's intention was to hurt you? Was the other person's intention was to cause you pain, was to do wrong by you? Maybe the action of the other person was hurting, but it's also possible that the other person did not intend on hurting. So when the other person did whatever action they did, it could have hurt you. So that created separation. But from separation can come a stronger closeness. From separation can come a stronger closeness because you talk to the person, you're actually finding out, you really want to find out if there is here an intention, if there is here a pure intention to cause pain to the other person. If you discover that, let's say if you had an argument, or there was a separation from a person that you've been with, what if you try and find out really what was the intention of the other person? you will surprise yourself how you will surprise yourself how much you've been in negativity and in pain for really not the truth. You were in pain because you chose to be in pain because it served that feeling of I was betrayed, that feeling of I was taken advantage of. But when we really find out what's the intention, when I'm talking about manifesting, creating what you speak, abracadabra, create what you speak. Abracadabra is in Aramaic, literally says I create as I speak. But I want to add to that the words are the tools indeed. The frequencies that we emit, how we speak, how we relate, are the frequencies that are the tools to move the manifestation. But what really moves, what is the juice in this, behind this, is the intention. If the intention is not pure, if the intention is not authentic, if the intention doesn't come from really believing in where you are, believing that what you want already happened, because as we know, that which will be already happened. Ma she'yeh kvar haya. In the name of God, in the 4 letters names of God, the 10th letter, the 5th letter, the 6th letter, and the 5th letter, Yud and then Hey and then Vav and then Hey, there are 3 concepts there. Haya, Hove, Hiyeh, was, is, and will be. So what will be already happened. If you are not in that intention, in that pure intention of really visualizing, and this is something that I work with you, and I work with some of you who are watching, how to visualize and how to manifest that which you really desire, that which is really good for you, to come to the place to understand authentically whether it is good for you, whether it is beneficial for you, whether it is good for your journey. Not necessarily what you want is always good, but being in that place, when you are in that pure intention, then the words that you say, the words that you are abracadabraing, the words that you are create as you speak, are going in line with the intention, and that's where things are moving. It's like the car and the driver. The car, look at it as the words that you say. The driver is the intention. Just like the soul and the body. The body is the car, the soul is the driver. The same thing. The words are the car, the intention is the driver. So when even simpler, when you ask for forgiveness from somebody, if you don't really have pure intention of asking for forgiveness, the other person knows. If you say, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, you can tell that the other person is just fuchimuching you. It's like, get out of here, right? So the intention. So separation many times can lead to a greater coming together. The separation can lead many times to a greater connection. If we look at a circle, look at it at the shamanic medicine wheel. I'm moving my hand here, but my hand there moves less because I think it's a mirror. Okay, so a circle. The top is just like north, south, east, west, the directions on the wheel. In shamanism, I'm talking about mind, body, heart, and spirit. And there are different people that are in different types of, different places in the circle. And people that are in the mind, that are a lot in the mind, that are in speech and in talk and in the mind, make their connection, make meaning really from separating. And the separation is what's causing the person to go and to go deeper and to understand and why this is happening and how this is happening. And the separation many times can be a stronger catalyst for connection. And so I encourage you, this is a Shabbat after Hanukkah. We are past, we're just finishing this time of flight, this time of great manifestation, time of great joy into our lives, joy into our existence, bringing lightness. Little light, little flame evaporates the darkness. We are in times of the intention of the 0.03%, of the 0.3% that are sitting on top and are for the time being pulling the strings, want to create separation. They want to separate us. They want to bring us into a separation between one another, to be focused on running around our tails, to be focused on surviving so we don't think, critically, so we don't feel, so we don't come together. But I tell you that this separation, this is what is happening, is going to be their own medicine back to them. Why? Because this separation is causing people to come closer together. This Quranic era, what it taught us, one of the things that it taught us, one of the things that it instigated and cultivated is us coming closer together. Looking at connections, looking at what is important, the relationship, the connections. If before the corona, everybody was stuck in their phone, in their iPhone, in their iPad, leave me alone, I don't want, you walk in the street and you see people down on the phone looking. This Quranic era, this separation caused us to come closer together, and to recognize this fabric of humanity, this fabric of our life, the fabric of love, the fabric of that vibration, that higher vibration. Because separation can, if we stay in that separation, it can bring to depression, it can bring to self-doubt, it can bring to anger, and all these, and eventually, ultimately, to shame, because all these are lower vibrations. And this is where they want us to be. And this is where everybody who is in the negative phase wants to be and wants the people around him to be. If you are, if you are a positive person, you go around and you are full of light and you laugh and you enjoy and you're a positive person and you're just all around positive. How many times do you have people around you that tell you, oh, you're too happy, just tone it down a little bit? Right? That's a little crazy. You're happy, you're joy, you're walking around and saying, oh, what a beautiful life, what a beautiful world, look at this vineyard, it's just beautiful. It's just, also when it's raining and all this kind of thing. And then people are telling you, oh, just tone it down a little bit. I know I had it when I worked for one of the companies back in my days in Kansas City. I was working for Sprint. And the people that was like, you need to tone it down a little bit. And I was like, huh? What does that mean? I mean, I never heard that concept before. That comes from separation. So separated that it becomes fear. It becomes absurd. The separation can bring us to a great connection and great coming together. We are at a time where we need to come together. We need to just open this light, open this flame in our heart, just this spark in our eyes, to show this spark in our eyes to others around us. This separation that was imposed on us, this isolation that was imposed on us, is just causing and just cultivating greater and greater connection to one another. So may this Shabbat, may this week be a great time for connectivity, for coming together, for love, for abundance, from the place of our heart to connect. Yes. Lovely to be here again. And hi, Tamara. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you very much. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.